This video on behalf of the Social Help YouTube channel, Fundamental Duties of Citizens of India. The Constitution of India by 42nd Amendment in 1976 under Article 51A Part 4A. The fundamental duties were inspired by Constitution of USSR, now Russia. Originally 10 in number, the fundamental duties were increased to 11 by the 86th Amendment in 2002. The violation of fundamental duties is not punishable offense unless it is backed by legislative enactment like Prevention of Insults to National Honor Act 1971, Forest Act, Environmental Act, Pollution Act, and others. The fundamental duties noted in the Constitution are: it shall be the duty of every citizen of India A. to abide by the Constitution and respect its ideas and institutions, the national flag and the national anthem. It is the duty of every citizen to respect the ideas which include liberty, justice, equity, fraternity, and institutions, namely executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. What is the duty of every citizen of India? To respect and abide by the Constitution of India. Being a citizen of India, some of the moral responsibilities and duties mentioned in the Constitution are: we must respect the national flag and national anthem, obey the law of our country, protect the power, unity, and integrity of the country, safeguard public property, pay our taxes with honestly, promptly. Hence, all of us are supposed to maintain the dignity of Constitution by not indulging in any activities which violate them in letter and spirit. It also states that if a citizen by any overt and covert act shows disrespect to the Constitution, the national anthem, or the national flag, it would spell down to all our rights and very existence as citizen of a sovereign nation. B. To cherish and follow the noble idea which inspire our national struggle for freedom. The citizens of India must cherish and follow the noble ideas which inspired the national struggle for freedom. This idea were those of building a just society and a united nation with freedom, equality, non-violence, brotherhood, and world peace. If the citizens of India remain conscious of and committed to these ideas, we will be able to reach above the various separatist tendencies raising their ugly heads now and then, here and there. This enjoy upon a citizen, among other things, to abide by the Constitution, to cherish and follow noble ideas which inspired India's struggle for freedom, to define the country and render national service when called upon to do so, and to promote harmony and spirit of common brotherhood. Transcending this idea were those of building a just society and a united nation for freedom, equity, non-violence, brotherhood, and world peace. The Indian Constitution encompasses the noble ideas of democracy, justice, liberty, equity, and fraternity, etc. The Constitution has made India a sovereign democratic republic. Every citizen has certain fundamental rights. The rights of minorities are also protected under the Constitution. C. To uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity, and integrity of India. The Constitution of India says that it shall be the duty of every citizen of India to uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity, and integrity of India. The preamble of the Indian Constitution declares India to be a sovereign country, implying that India has its own supremacy law and is not subject to the law of any other state or nation. Furthermore, India is free of any external interference in its own affairs. The word intrigue is to be assimilate all or to allow everyone to participate. Integrity referred to an organization that remained and separated. Therefore, unity in integrity referred to being united as a whole. It means that people having different faiths, religious, culture, live and thrives together with little or more conflicts. Integrity makes you secure and confidence in who you are as a person. When you don't have integrity, there is nothing to help your self-esteem since you are not honest about your moral and values. Confidence comes from being secure in who you are and reflecting on that to others. It is one of the preeminent national obligations of all the citizens of the India. India is a vast and diverse nation with different castes, religious, sects, and linguistic people. If freedom and unity of the India are jeopardized, then United Nations is not possible. Hence, in a way, sovereignty lies with the people. It may be recorded that these were first mentioned in preamble and also under Article 19(2) of the Constitution of India. The fundamental rights, reasonable restrictions are permitted on freedom of speech and expression in the interest of the sovereignty and integrity of India. However, India is determined to protect its sovereignty and territorial integrity in the face of unilateralism and aggression, no matter what the sacrifice. He stated, peace could only be ensured through the ability to deter war. D. In defend the countries and rendered national service when called it upon to do so. It shall be the duty of every citizen of India to defend the countries and render national service when called upon to do so. It is one of the fundamental duties as per the Constitution. We must respect the Indian flag and national anthem, obey the laws of our country, protect the country's power, unity, and integrity, safeguard public property, pay our taxes honestly and promptly, protect the preserved culture, heritage sites, and protect, preserve, and improve the natural environment as citizens of. It is the duty of every citizen to defend our countries against external enemies. All the countries are bound to be conscious of any such elements entering India, and also when in need, they should be ready to make up arms to defend themselves. It is addressed to all the citizens other than those belonging to Army, Navy, and the Air Force. E. To promote harmony and the spirit of common among all the people of India, transcending religious, linguistic, and regional or sectional diversities to renounce practices derogatory to the dignity of women. Given the vast diversities among people, the presence of one flag and single citizenship strengthens the spirit of brotherhood among the citizens. It states that peoples should rise above narrow cultural references and strive toward excellence in all the shapes of collective activity. What are the fundamental duties for women? Equal status for women. Basic human rights such as food, shelter, and employment. Action against violence and crimes such as domestic violence, rape, and trafficking. Effective educational facilities, good health, and mental well-being. Protection against discrimination, desertion, and sexual harassment. To value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture. Natural heritage referred to an inheritance of fauna and geology, landscape, and landforms, and other natural resources. Cultural heritage referred to the legacy of physical artifacts and intangible attributes of a group or society. Man-made heritage. Prevent ourselves and others for scribbling in on the wall. Participating in the regular clear lineage drives. Being a part of the Adopt Heritage initiatives. Spreading awareness around about these moments and their importance. India is known for giving birth to numerous yet greatest religions of the world, including Hinduism, Sikhism, Jainism, Buddhism, etc. These religions together reflect the rich Indian cultural heritage. Our cultural heritage is one of the noblest and richest. It is also part of the heritage of the earth. Hence, it is our duty to protect what we have inherited from the past, preserve it, and pass on to the future generations. India is also one of the most ancient civilizations of the world. Our contributions toward art, science, literature is well known to the world. Also, this land is birthplace of Hinduism, Jainism, and Buddhism. G. To protect and improve the natural environment, including forest, lakes, rivers, and wildlife, and to have compassion for living creatures. These natural reserves are the most valued asset of our country. Hence, it is the duty of every citizen to protect it. Raising pollution, large-scale derogations of forest is causing immense harms to all the human lives on earth. Increasing natural calamities is a proof of it. It is also reinforced in our constitutional provision under Article 48A, that is direct principle of state policy, which states that to protect and improve the environment and safeguard the forests and wildlife. Indirectly, at last, the Constitution provides the federal government with power to regulate on behalf of environmental quality, but it also sets limit on the power. It sets limits likewise on the regulatory power of the state. The right to life under Article 21 of the Constitution is a fundamental right and includes the right to free water and free air from pollution for the full enjoyment of life. Healthy ecosystems clean our water, purify our air, maintain our soil, regulate the calamity, recycle nutrient, and provides us with food. They provide raw materials and resources for medicines and other purposes. What are some laws to protect our environment? Atomic Energy Act AEA 1962, Breaches Environmental Assessment and Coastal Health BEA CH Act 2000, Chemical Safety Information Site Security and Fuels Regulatory Relief Act, Clean Air Act CAA, Clean Air Act CWA, original title Federal Water Pollution Control Amendment of 1972. H. To develop the scientific temper, humanism, and the spirit of inquiry and reform. It is a known fact that it is necessary to learn from the experience and developments around the world for our own development. It is duty of every citizen to protect and promote scientific temper and spirit of inquiry to keep peace with fast changing world. The campaigning to promote scientific temper must inculcate values like equality and dignity of labor and social accountability of one's actions. The statements also cautioned against using scientific and technological solutions as magic bullets for every pollution problem in the country. Scientific temperament is important for bringing forth a progressive society that is free of superstitions and irrational practices. Developing the nation in all shapes, political, economic, and social. Promoting tolerance among people to differing thoughts and ideas. The term scientific temper is broadly defined as a noblest, open-minded temper. A temper ever ready to welcome new lights, new knowledge, new experiments, even when the results are unfavorable to preconceived opinion and long-cherished theories. It is a way of life. Humanism is a progressive philosophy of life that, without themes or other supernatural belief, affirms our ability and responsibility to lead ethical lives of personal fulfillment that aspire to the greater good. Spiritualists called it self-realization. It is the sacrificed temper that helps in developing secularism, Hinduism, and spirit of inquiry and reform. Spirit of inquiry is a persistent sense of curiosity that informs both learning and practice. To safeguard public property and to adjure violence. One of the fundamental duties listed is to safeguard public property and to adjure violence. Though non-enforceable, it is the responsibility of every citizen to preserve public places so as to fulfill this moral duty. It is unfortunate that in a country which perceives non-violence to the rest of the world, we ourselves see from time to time incidents of senseless violence and destruction of public property. Among all the fundamental duties, this one holds a greater significance in current scenarios when strike, protest, etc. have become a common phenomenon. Whenever there is a strike or bounce or rally, mob develops mentalities to harm public properties like buses, buildings, and to loot them, and citizens who are protectors become mute spectators. We should not indulge in activities that have damaging effects on public property. Should also make others realize about the need of protecting public property. It is the duty of every citizen. Protect public property because it has public ownership and is built for the public welfare. It is the part of this country's infrastructure and is collectively owned by the nation. This infrastructure is developed by the tax collector and are symbolic of the country's development. J. In strive toward excellence in all shapes of individuals and collective activity so that the nation constantly raises to higher levels of endeavor and achievement. As responsible citizens, whatever works we take up should be directed toward achieving the goal of excellence so that our country constantly raises to higher level of endeavors and achievement. This clause has potential to not only regenerate and reconstruct the country but also to raise it to the highest possible level of excellence. Okay. Who is the parent or guardian to provide opportunities for education of his child or, as the case may be, word between the age of 6 and 14 years. It was the recommendation of National Commission to review the working of the Constitution to make education a fundamental right of all the children up to age of 14 years. 86th Constitutional Amendment Act 2002, however, provides for free and compulsory education as a legally enforceable fundamental right for all children between 6 to 14 years of age. Thank you for watching this video.